The other day, in the middle of a particularly challenging ride, a thought came to me. Thought came into my head that I had never thought before. And I've been thinking about that thought that I hadn't thought before ever since then. And it has me wondering, am I done doing hard things? Hey, good morning. Granny Gear here for Old Guy on a Bike on yet another episode of the Cycling Towards 70 series, where I'm examining my journey as an older athlete, coming pretty close to 70 years old and still wanting to pedal my bike, and just, well, my life experience and how that's been. 50 miles or so into a 100-mile ride. I'm on the Markleyville Death Ride, which is a video I did a little while ago. You can check that out. And the death ride was probably one of the more challenging days on a bike I've ever had, certainly that I've ever had recently. So about 50 miles into the 100-mile ride, and I've been climbing. I'd already done about 20 miles of climbing. We're at elevation. We're riding from 6,000 to like 8,000, 9,000 feet repeatedly over and over and over. Got about 50 some miles to go. And it's in the steepest sections of the ride, so I'm working pretty hard. And my computer was telling me at times it was 95 to 97 degrees in the sun, because there wasn't much shade where I was. And that's quite a combination, isn't it? That's the kind of combination that takes the whole stress level on your body of a ride up pretty high. And the thought that came into my mind was, is this too darn hard, Granny Gear, for a guy your age? Am I actually doing myself harm and not a favor? You know, I like going out and doing hard things. I did a video on the magic of doing hard things way back when I first started the channel. Probably nobody even knows that exists. But I made a good, I think, passioned plea for doing hard things and why I think it's good for you. But where's my limit as an older athlete? You know, when you're young, I never even had that thought come into my head that, wow, I could be doing myself a disservice by stressing my body this hard, taking myself this far down, putting myself in this heat and the elevation and the heart rate and all that goes along with it. When I was young, never even occurred to me, because, well, why would it? Well, I'm not young anymore. Now, I got that ride done. I was successful. I did it. And it was pretty darn hard. But you know what? I accomplished it. But that thought that, well, is this too much for you, old guy? Are you hurting yourself doing this? We're not sure what to make of it. Now, I've signed up for 2 events throughout the rest of this year, and then I'm kind of done. I already did one. I did the Rebecca's Private Idaho, and I'm doing the Mammoth Tough gravel ride here in a few days. Neither one of those did I go for the big one. You know, I mean, I'm doing the 50s, the 40s kind of miles, and because I want to get back in half a day and just enjoy lunch and hang out with Mrs. Granny Gear and the cute little dog. I don't want to keep everybody waiting, and I'm not really training at this point. I'm just riding my bike, so that's good. But what about next year? You know, I was looking online. There's this ride in Colorado called Triple Bypass, and it's kind of in that like death ride, climb to Kaiser. You know, it's 3 significant mountain passes. I forget, you do them in combination or something, I don't know, but it's pretty good day on the bike, and that's the type of thing that really appeals to me. It's within my wheelhouse of capabilities, you know. I'm not doing really hard things. In other words, there's scales of hard, isn't there? And I'm not doing incredibly hard things, but I'm not exactly, you know, sitting on the couch either. And I'm looking at this triple bypass, and I thought, maybe next year, maybe that's a good road trip. Let's go to Colorado, hun, do triple bypass. And then I looked at it and thought, every one of those peaks is 10 or something thousand feet. And I just thought, I don't know, because that thought came back into my head, and I'm thinking about that thought. And I closed the web page and said, I don't think I'm going to do triple bypass. Interesting. Well, there aren't any big rides ahead of me this year. We'll be getting into fall and winter soon and that kind of stuff. You know, I might do a long personal ride, but I'm not going to do any kind of challenging event. So I guess for next year, I'll have to figure out, well, where are my limits? You know, on the death ride, I'm climbing up the first pass, so I'm still, fresh as a daisy, and I'm riding by heart rate. I'm not pushing too hard. I'm kind of riding along, enjoying the morning as it opens up. And this guy comes up alongside me, and we get to talking. He's an older guy, very fit, ex-military guy. He's 74 or 75. We chatted. He pedaled past me up the hill and never saw him again. And I'm thinking, I want to be you when I grow up. So if he can do it, maybe I can do it too. I don't know. I don't know where that balance is going to be for me going forward as an older athlete. And I guess when I figure it out, I'll let you know. But I'm just kind of curious, just a short video, just kind of speaking from my heart and getting inside my little granny gear head a little bit. Some of the things that I'm trying to work through. And I'm curious if you ever came to that type of moment in your life where that thought came into your head and you went, what did you do? And how has that worked out? And if you're not there yet, if you're still a youngster, maybe you're only in your 50s or something, and that thought hadn't occurred to you, well, what will you do if that thought ever happens? No, I don't know. No conclusions yet. No conclusions. I'm just going to see kind of how this plays out. In the meantime, you know what I'm going to go do? Well, I'm going to go ride my bike. I suggest you do the same. All right, that's it for now. You guys have a great week and or weekend. We'll talk to you soon.